overridden the governor's veto and the bill becomes law, notwithstanding the governor's objections. So be notified.
That was the scene earlier this week as the North Carolina state legislature voted to override the governor's veto and ban abortion access after 12 weeks of pregnancy. The newly enacted law makes North Carolina the latest in a string of states, look at that, particularly in the South, to ban or severely limit the procedure. Joining us now, we have Mayor Jen Weaver of Hillsborough, North Carolina. Thanks for coming on the show this morning. I'm curious if you are hearing at all from your constituents in Hillsborough about this newly enacted ban.
Absolutely. People are very worried. They are very concerned, and folks just really anxious about this really important access to reproductive health care that is going to be severely limited starting July 1st.
So what are the options now? Can anything be done at the local level? At this point, you have yet another state putting into practice a ban that will absolutely impact the lives of women in the state of North Carolina.
Absolutely. That's a terrific question. And in North Carolina, the regulatory environment is such that at the local level, we have very few options for how we can help our constituents on this particular issue. Our Board of Commissioners did unanimously pass a resolution in support of reproductive freedom, including the right to abortion care, and in opposition to Senate Bill 20. And several of our neighboring jurisdictions have done the same. And we hope that other local jurisdictions across the state will also do that. It is important for us to speak with our collective voice so that our communities understand that we see and hear their anxiety about this that is very well justified.
So we've already heard stories from states like Florida and others where women have not gotten the health care they've needed. They've been either asked to bleed out, that get sepsis, have been told they can't have terminations when they have fetal abnormalities that basically the baby will not survive. And then, of course, not getting that termination then forces the mother to be in a situation where her body is damaged and she cannot have more children, let alone the trauma and the mental health factors that go along with a situation like that is played out in real time already in this country because of these bans. We're also seeing data that people are choosing where they go to college as it pertains to these bans. So what do you think some of the other consequences of this ban will be in the state of North Carolina and in your town?
Well, there's a lot in that question, and I'll try and get to it all. First of all, we can expect, I think, and I'm sorry to say, that we will see much of the same results that you mentioned in our neighboring states when all the aspects of this bill go into effect. The life-threatening at times situations women have found themselves in because they're unable to get the care they need. All of these things we can expect to happen here in the state of North Carolina because this bill contains unnecessary and medically uncalled for barriers to receiving care that people need. And so when you talk about people making all other kinds of life decisions, I have a daughter, I have a son that will be going to college in a couple of years. These are things that we're going to be thinking about very carefully for our family because we want the most number of opportunities for our kids as all parents do. And I think that this is something I really try to stress to folks is that these really scary situations and events of trauma that happen for childbearing people who can't get access to reproductive care that includes abortion care, those are so important. And it's so incredibly upsetting that those were ignored in the passage of this bill. But I also want people to understand just how normal abortion is, how common it is. And when I say common, I don't mean thoughtless. I just mean this is a medical procedure that all kinds of people need with frequency. There are children living right now whose lives were made possible because their mothers were able to access abortion care at another point in their life.
The mayor of Hillsborough, North Carolina, thank you for speaking out. We appreciate it. Jen Weaver, thank you. And